So today, let's dig into righteousness, justice, and equity and what the Word of God says about that. Let's go. One of the things as a black Christian conservative that is paramount to the values, paramount to what we believe, is righteousness and justice. Righteousness and justice are the pillars upon which everything that we believe, that I believe, stands on. And righteousness and justice is only found in God. Looking at Proverbs chapter 2, verse 9, here's what it says. Then you will understand righteousness and justice, equity, and every good path. But when you're reading the Word of God, you have to read it in a context. So I'm going to go back to the verses prior to that, where it talks about, my son, if you receive my words and treasure my commands within you, so that you incline your ear to wisdom and apply your heart to understanding. Yes, if you cry out for discernment and lift up your voice for understanding. If you seek her as silver, it's talking about wisdom here, and search for her as for hidden treasures, then you will understand the fear of the Lord. This is a reverential fear, not I'm shaking because God's around. No, it's a reverential fear. When you fear the Lord, when you see God correctly, you have a respect for him and for his things. And that's part of the issues that we're having in our country today. People have lost respect for God and the things of God. They've lost respect for church. They lost respect for Jesus. You see it in the culture, how much disrespect God gets. And part of that, I blame on the church for not being bold, not being strong, and not being salt and light. Anyway, so he says here, then you will understand the fear of the Lord and find the knowledge of God. For the Lord gives wisdom. Here's the key part. For the Lord gives wisdom. From his mouth, from God's mouth, not our mouths, not a man's mouth, come knowledge and understanding. He stores up sound wisdom for the upright. He is a shield to those who walk uprightly. You see that recurring theme, the upright, the upright, the upright. He guards the path. Now, this is key. God guards the paths of justice and preserves the way of his saints. And then we get to verse 9. Then, only then. So what does the then mean? Then, so after you have the fear of the Lord, after you find the knowledge of God, after you seek after wisdom, after you incline your ear to wisdom and you apply your heart to understanding, after you do all of these things, then you will understand righteousness and justice, equity, and every good path. See, if you want to have righteousness and justice in our government, righteousness and justice and equity in our culture, in our community, you have to seek God. You have to seek all those things that are mentioned in Proverbs chapter 2. You have to have the fear of the Lord. You have to seek wisdom. You have to ask for understanding. All those things come first. The problem is people want to pursue righteousness and justice and equity apart from God. It doesn't work that way. It does not work that way. Whenever people, man, whoever tries to do things apart from God, it fails. Because you understand, God is the linchpin. He's upholding all these things. He established all these things. Who do you think established justice? Who do you think is justice? Who do you think established equity? God did. So in order for us to have this, or at least strive to have this in our culture, in our government, in our communities, we have to have people who understand and have a fear of the Lord, who seek wisdom, godly wisdom, who seek understanding of God. We need people like that. Those are the people we need. People that are following him. people that are upholding his word and live out his word in their daily lives. Those are the people we need if we want to pursue righteousness and justice and equity in our land. Because apart from God, you cannot achieve that. It's a facade. It's fake. It's false. It will not last. It will not stand. And that's what we're experiencing today. So please, I ask you, look for people that are pursuing the fear of the Lord, that are pursuing the knowledge of God, that are pursuing understanding, pursuing the wisdom of God. Those are the people we need to uphold in our communities and in our government. But most importantly, we need to uphold the word of God and use that as a basis for every decision we make and for every relationship that we have and how we understand each other. Because remember, we're not victims. We are empowered for greatness.